Hello everyone. Today we are going on an amazing journey to explore the solar system, the family of planets that orbit our sun. I have already made two dedicated videos about our sun, so let's start close to home with a visit to Mercury, the sun's fiery neighbor. Mercury is a rocky planet just like Earth. It's one of the planets that orbit our sun, but it's much closer to the sun than we are. Now, what does Mercury look like? It's a bit of a peculiar planet. First, it doesn't have much of an atmosphere, unlike Earth. That means there is no air to breathe or winds to blow. Its surface is quite rugged, covered in craters. These craters are like dents on a car, but they are formed by space rocks colliding with Mercury over billions of years. Here is the really interesting part. Mercury experiences some extreme temperatures. During the day, it gets sizzling hot, like an oven turned up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. But when the night falls, it becomes incredibly cold, plunging to minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like going from a scorching summer day to a chilly winter night in the blink of an eye. Now, let's talk about Mercury's calendar. It takes about 88 Earth days for Mercury to complete one orbit around the Sun, so its year is much shorter than ours. Mercury spins super slowly on its axis, taking a whopping 59 Earth days to complete just one day-night cycle. Scientists are always curious. They have sent spacecraft like NASA's Messenger and the European Space Agency's Bepi Colombo to visit Mercury. These clever machines help us explore and learn more about this enigmatic planet. It's the second planet from the Sun, just one step closer to the fiery star. Here is where it gets interesting. Venus is often called Earth's evil twin due to some striking similarities and stark differences. Now, let's talk about Venus's atmosphere. Imagine a place where the air pressure is over 90 times greater than Earth's, enough to crush a spacecraft. The atmosphere is composed mainly of carbon dioxide with clouds of sulfuric acid. It's a runaway greenhouse effect, trapping heat and making Venus the hottest planet in our solar system. Beneath those thick clouds lies Venus's mysterious surface. Unlike Earth's diverse landscapes, Venus is a rocky wasteland with vast plains and highland regions. It's home to thousands of volcanoes, some of which are still active. The planet's surface is also marred by vast lava plains and huge impact craters. A day on Venus is longer than its year. It takes Venus about 243 Earth days to complete one rotation on its axis, making its day longer than its year. But here is the real kicker. Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most other planets, including Earth. This means that if you were on Venus, you would witness the sun rising in the west and setting in the east. Over the years, scientists have sent several missions to explore Venus. Some have even landed on its surface. NASA's Magellan spacecraft mapped Venus's surface using radar, giving us detailed images of its topography. And don't forget about the Soviet Union's Venera missions, which sent landers to brave the intense conditions and sent back data. While Venus may seem like a distant world, studying it helps us better understand our own planet. Its extreme greenhouse effect provides valuable insights into Earth's climate. By comparing the two, scientists can learn more about how the greenhouse effect works and its potential consequences. Earth is like a giant puzzle made up of land, water, and air. The land is where we live, the water is our oceans, and the air is what we breathe. Now, let's dive a little deeper. Earth has layers like an onion. At the very center, there is a super hot core made of iron and nickel. It's so hot that it's like a fiery furnace. Around the core, there is a thick layer called the mantle. It's kinda like soft, gooey plastic that moves slowly over time. That's what causes earthquakes and volcanoes. The outermost layer is the Earth's surface where we live. It's made up of different types of landforms like mountains, valleys, and plains. And there is a lot of water too. Oceans, rivers, and lakes. They cover most of our planet and are home to a variety of amazing creatures. Surrounding Earth is a blanket of air called the atmosphere. This invisible layer is essential for life because it provides the oxygen we breathe. It also protects us from harmful things like the scorching sun and space debris. So, it's like our own cosmic shield. Now, let's talk about something really cool, the water cycle. It's like Earth's own recycling system. Water from the oceans, rivers, and lakes evaporates into the sky, forms clouds, and then falls as rain or snow. This cycle helps plants grow, fills our rivers, and provides us with clean drinking water. It's nature's way of making sure we have enough water. Let's remember that Earth is precious and we need to take care of it. Simple things like reducing waste, conserving water, and protecting our forests can make a big difference. We only have one Earth, so let's treat it with love and respect. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun in our solar system, and it's often called the red planet because, well, it looks red. But why is it red? We will get to that in a bit. If you were to stand on Mars, it would look a bit like a desert with rocky terrain. Mars has the largest volcano in the solar system called Olympus Mons, and it also has a huge canyon system called Valles Marineris. But what's really cool is that Mars has polar ice caps just like Earth. So, why is Mars red? Well, it's because of something called iron oxide, which is basically rust. The iron in the Martian soil rusts, giving the planet its distinctive color. Pretty neat, huh? Now, you might be wondering, have we been to Mars? Yes, we have. NASA and other space agencies have sent missions and rovers to explore Mars. One famous rover is called Curiosity, and it's been sending us amazing pictures and data. Here is the exciting part. Some scientists and Elon Musk are thinking about sending humans to Mars one day. They are working on plans for habitats like space houses that would allow people to live and work on Mars. It's like a space adventure. Mars has two tiny moons called Phobos and Deimos, and a day on Mars, called a Sol, is just a little longer than a day on Earth. And Mars has the deepest volcano and the deepest canyon in the entire solar system. Jupiter is like the big daddy of our solar system. It's the largest planet by far, and it's so massive that it actually helps protect us from space debris by attracting asteroids and comets with its strong gravity. Thanks, Jupiter. Now, let's dive into what Jupiter is made of. It's not solid like Earth, instead, it's a gas giant. Imagine if you could float on a giant cloud. That's what standing on Jupiter would feel like. Deep inside, there might be a small solid core, but the rest of the planet is mostly swirling layers of gas. One of the Jupiter's most famous features is the Great Red Spot. Think of it as a colossal, never-ending storm. This thing has been raging for over 350 years, and it's so enormous that you could fit multiple Earths inside it. It's like the ultimate hurricane, but on a mind-blowing scale. Jupiter also has an entourage of over 80 moons. It's like its own little solar system. The four biggest ones are called the Galilean moons: Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Each of them is a world of its own with unique characteristics, and they are a fascinating bunch to explore. Now, let's talk about Jupiter's address in our solar system. It's pretty far from the Sun, about 484 million miles. Because of this distance, it's incredibly cold on Jupiter, with temperatures plunging to around -145 degrees Celsius. So, if you were planning a vacation, pack your warmest clothes. Although we can't send humans to Jupiter, we have sent some amazing spacecraft to study it. One of them is NASA's Juno spacecraft, which has been orbiting Jupiter since 2016. It's helping us unlock many of the planet's secrets, like its magnetic fields and its interior structure. You might wonder why Saturn looks so unique. Well, it's because of those spectacular rings you see surrounding it. Think of them like a cosmic hula hoop. These rings are made up of tiny ice and rock particles, making Saturn look like it's dressed up for a celestial party. Saturn is big, like really big. In fact, it's the second largest planet in our solar system after Jupiter. To give you an idea, it's about 9 times wider than Earth. So, if you ever wanted to play a game of hide and seek, Saturn wouldn't be the best place. Saturn is mostly made up of gas, kind of like a fluffy cloud in space. Its outer layers are mostly hydrogen and helium, the same stuff that fills those colorful balloons at parties. Saturn has a bunch of moons, more than 80 of them. One of the coolest is Titan, which even has its own atmosphere. It's like a mini Earth with lakes of liquid methane. Here are some fun facts. Saturn has the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching speeds of up to 1100 miles per hour. It also has a hexagon-shaped storm at its north pole, which is as bizarre as it is beautiful. Uranus was discovered in 1781 by the astronomer Sir William Herschel. Imagine being the first person to spot this distant planet in the night sky. Now, where is Uranus located? It's a gas giant like Jupiter and Saturn, and it's the seventh planet from the Sun. It's about 1.8 billion miles away from us. That's incredibly far. In fact, it's so big that you could fit about 63 Earths inside it. One of the most fascinating things about Uranus is its unique rotation. Unlike most planets, it doesn't spin like a top. Instead, it rolls on its side. Imagine trying to walk on a planet that rotates sideways. It would be a wild experience. Now, let's talk about the atmosphere. Uranus has a thick atmosphere made mainly of hydrogen and helium, just like Jupiter and Saturn. But what makes it special is the blue-green color, which is due to the presence of methane gas. It's like a giant gas ball with a beautiful hue. Scientists have been studying Uranus using space probes and telescopes, and they are learning more all the time. One exciting finding is that Uranus might have a slushy ocean beneath its clouds. Who would have thought? Neptune is really far away. It's about 2.7 billion miles from the Sun. That's why it's so cold and dark out there. Neptune is a giant gas planet, which means it doesn't have a solid surface like Earth. Imagine trying to stand on a cloud. That's what it would feel like on Neptune. It's also the fourth largest planet in our solar system, so it's huge. One cool thing about Neptune is its stunning blue color, but it's not because of water like on Earth. It's because of the gas in its atmosphere, mostly hydrogen and helium, and some other gases that make it look blue. Neptune is known for its wild weather. It has the fastest winds in the solar system, whipping around at over 1100 miles per hour. There are massive storms like the famous Great Dark Spot, which is like a supersized hurricane. Neptune has a bunch of moons, over 14 of them. The biggest one is Triton. It's unique because it's moving in the opposite direction of most other moons, kind of like it's doing a backward dance. Scientists have sent spacecraft to study Neptune like Voyager 2. It gave us lots of information, but there is still so much we don't know. Maybe one day we will send another mission to uncover more Neptune secrets. And that, my friends, wraps up our journey through the solar system. We have explored amazing worlds, each with its own unique character and story. Thank you so much for joining me today, and video about former solar system planet Pluto is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing and sharing it with your friends. See you in the next one.